Hello, I'm Nige.
And I'm Anders. Welcome to the Beer Kit Review. One of Nige's today. Tell us about it, will you?
It's the Cooper's IPA. It's a budget kit, and in the kit you get a can of the concentrate and also under the lid a little sachet of yeast. That's it. Additional fermentables you need to add yourself, but quite a nice touch on this. There's a little on the label, there's a little peel off label. You just peel that off. It's all pre-perforated. It comes off because all the instructions are on the inside of the label.
Oh, lovely.
And it all comes off correctly. However, not in the instructions is add the fermentables. And so I didn't really read much more out of that because I thought kilo of sugar in, blah, 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 as you do. And check the specific, it wasn't as high as it said in the instructions. So I read again, add the fermentables. Well, put a kilo of their sugar in. And then on the outside of the label, just it says add 1.5, the best results, add 1.5 kilos of Cooper's enhancer or whatever, their spray malt. Which I didn't. So I added another half kilo of sugar. It's a bit of a faff having instructions on both sides, but anyway.
It's a word of warning for anybody who chooses to take a Cooper's kit, I suppose. Yeah.
Now, if you get the Cooper's beer enhancer kits, that 1.5 kilos of that, this bumps it up price-wise into medium range beer kits, not cheap beer kits.
Okay.
But I use sugar. I think most people probably would on these. Well, we'll find out what it tastes like. It's come out about 5.6%, something like that, ABV.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll fire up beer can and we'll get it into the glass.
Let's do that. Right. So, I mean, without, hello. It's a thing that I've learned when we're doing home brews, is to have a towel to hand because we've had issues in the past, but that was all right.
Well, I've only just got it out of the shed and it's cold out there.
It is. This is very, very fizzy.
Yes.
Right.
Wow.
Well, it's got a lovely colour to it.
It's a lovely golden colour. There's a sweetness on the aroma. Not much else, really.
I'm getting a little bit of citrus.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's
just a hint, just a merest hint of.
But anyway, let's get into it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's nice. That's a whole adventure going on in your mouth, that is.
There is a bit. It's my brew, so I'll let you comment.
Yeah. Honestly, so much going on. Let me take another. It's quite dry. It starts off just tasting like a bitter, but then there's a sweetness that comes through at the end. It's the nearest I can get to it is caramel, but it's not caramel.
No,
there's a sweetness in the air in the end there, which is Caramel's the closest I'm going to get, but it's not.
For me, personally, I think this does taste of homebrew. That's just me. I'm super picky, but I was pleasantly surprised how this came out.
I'd agree. Yeah, homebrew.
As an aside, Cooper's is an Australian brand.
Okay.
Beers in Australia.
Mhm.
And it just so happens, last month, my daughter came back from 2 years in Australia with her boyfriend, who's Australian.
Mhm.
And the other day, I gave him a bottle of this to drink. And he says, oh, this just tastes like Cooper's, as in, because that's what they call the beers they get back home. And they do lagers. He says, oh, this just tastes like Cooper's IPA. So it's a good representation of what they get in the pubs there, but that's one of the cheap beers you buy in the pubs there.
Okay. Yeah, there's so much going on from the first sip. And then again. Right at the very beginning, there's not a lot of taste.
No.
It unfolds as you go on. The mouthfeel is absolutely gorgeous. It was that fizzy. I didn't know if that was going to be the case or not.
Yeah.
But
I think if you use, instead of brewing sugar, I think if you use spray malt or the Cooper's enhancers, I think you'd get a much bigger mouthfeel.
do you? Okay.
But you might lose a bit of the dryness. But would I buy it again? Probably not.
It's something I would try, I think. The thing is, there are so many kits out there that once you've done one, you don't necessarily want to carry on doing them. There are some like the Evil Dog, which you'll go back to again and again.
Yeah. Well, I bought this. There was two reasons. But my daughter had it was a 21st birthday party last month, 2 months ago, and so I brewed a best bitter and an IPA. That's just cheap beer kit ones for the party, if you like. And this was the IPA I brewed for it. I thought, well, kill two birds with one stone: beer for the party and a beer for the channel to review. Yeah, so it did its job.
It's a thoroughly nice beer. Honestly, a thoroughly nice beer.
Yeah, it's. I think it was about 10 quid or £11, really? Whatever it is for the kit. So it's working out 50p a pint or 25p a pint, just over.
Yeah.
So it's
damn cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, it's functional. I think if I did this again, I might just, if I were to do it again, I would use the spray malt with it. And I'd actually consider just putting 1 kilo, not 1.5 kilos in, and having a lower ABV session. I think if something a bit stronger than, 5.6 or something, I think I'd rather have more, if you see what I mean.
Okay, I see.
Because this is something you could session, and at 5.6, it's starting to get.
It's getting into the not so sessiony.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you cut that by a bit, coming in just under 5, it would, a bit of a session IPA, which I think would be good.
So there we go. We've gone through most of this while having a natter. I find I just had a sip just before we went back in, and it seemed a lot sweeter at the end there.
It's, for me, it's got a lot sweeter as I've got down the glass.
Yeah,
I would not rate this that highly. It's okay. It would be my school report on it. Sounds hard, but lacks a little bit of ability.
Okay.
I think,
But you think you could probably add to it by doing brew enhancers and
yeah, and I think, well, that bumps the price up an awful lot. So I think I'd just buy a better kit, quite honestly.
that's fair dues. I I've had better, I've had worse.
Mhm.
It's an all right beer.
Yeah, all right. It's a very good summation off the beer, I think.
Yeah, I like it. There was a lot going on. Just towards the end, it got a bit sweet.
Well, there you go. That's Cooper's IPA.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Goodbye.